Hi,
Neeta,
Jyoti.
am I
Yep.
audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Great. So I am really sorry, guys, for the mess because I am not able to come on live, but definitely I'll be there in some time. So first of all, good evening to all the amazing people out here, and I'm thrilled to be here today hosting this special session, which is live and that promises to be not only informative but also deeply inspiring. And our goal is really simple to help you unleash your full potential, to provide you with the insights and tools you need to thrive in your professional and personal life. And we firmly believe here as coaches that each one of us holds an incredible reservoir of untapped potential waiting to be unlocked. So, first of all, I have Anita, who is my friend, certified life coach with 15 plus years of experience and an accomplished author for the book Lion's Boy, which is about again her own son. Her passion lies in helping individuals uncover their purpose, elevate self value, nurture self love. So, welcome, Neeta, to the show.
Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. And it is The Lion Boy.
Yes.
This is the book.
Okay, and thank you, Neeta. And the next is in the fast paced and ever evolving world we are in, it is easy to feel overwhelmed, uncertain, or even lost at times. That's why we have invited a very special guest who is Irfan Nurani, who is a true expert in getting clarity that's stated in his name already. That's Clarity Man. So, just a little introduction about Irfan. He is a business owner, accomplished author, TEDx speaker, clarity coach, and he aims to help you become a person twice as valuable as you are today, both in your personal and professional world. So, before I take on much of your time, I would like Irfan to just give a brief introduction about himself.
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me here. And lovely to connect with both of you, Jyoti, Neeta, on this amazing platform. And I'm sure we are going to have some amazing conversation, bring on some great value. So, hi everyone. If you're listening to me right now, Irfan Rani is my name, and like Jyoti mentioned, I came to be called as a clarity man over a period of time. It's been 8, 9 years almost. This journey of understanding human beings much more at a level that I can not only transform my own self to my next level, but help millions of lives around the world. And because I know everyone needs help, everyone needs guidance. Wherever you are in your life, you need guidance. But there are certain fundamentals that I understood, that I saw from my own life experiences, that I did some learnings, and that's what I do. I like to help people in the area of becoming better. And I myself is a proof. I'm not boasting about myself. I became much more valuable when I started working on myself, when I started seeing things better. When I removed my own possibility blindness, I'm now able to help other people remove their possibility blindness, right? Because when there is confusion, when people don't know what to do, they become blind to their own possibilities because they can do so many great things, right? And that's what I strive to become better myself, be the example, and also lead people and guide people who need nurturing, guidance, and support in their own endeavors in life. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hi, Neeta. Thanks a lot, Irfan, for the wonderful introduction. And I would like Neeta to introduce we have.
So, hi everyone. My name is Neetta Singh. I'm a life coach and an author. As Jyoti mentioned, this is my book. It's called The Lion Boy. It's the journey of me and my son. The reason I got into coaching was I myself felt stuck for a very long time, and I realized the amount of frustration it can bring to you and the low self worth that it can bring to you. So, even though on the outside everything is working fine for you, on the inside, things are not going right for you. And this coaching journey made me realize these things. I worked on these things, and now I feel a sense of freedom in terms of a person, and that makes me go out there and support people, whenever I see someone who is stuck, either it's in their professional life or personal life, it brings me a lot of happiness and joy when I see them getting unstuck and moving on with complete clarity and focus. So that's why I've chosen this profession as a part of my life now. Thank you so much.
That's amazing, Neeta. So, before we proceed, Irfan, I just want, since you are a clarity man, I just want a simple question from you, answer from you. Like your journey from confusion to clarity is really inspiring, and we all are, because we are connected through Arfin, who is our boss. And can you share a pivotal moment or experience that led you to your path of clarity? A little bit about your background.
Sure, sure. So if I go way back into my story or my journey, born and raised by a superhuman, my mom, because she single-handedly raised five kids. I had lost my father when I was two, and I was absolutely lost in life. I had no clue. There were times where we didn't knew when our next meal would come on the table. That's how tough the situation was. The way I looked at it through my own lenses at that tender age. But then I had to do what I had to do as the man of the house. You have to go out, you have to earn bread, money, and bring stability to the family. So I started doing that at a very early age in my life, having absolutely no clarity, just doing it for the sake of bringing money because that's what I knew. That's the best clarity that I had at that point in time. But then along during that time in my life, I saw certain people doing certain things which supports us, and they're being nice to us, they are being good to us. And then certain people who were expected to be nice, expected to be like, because they're close and everything, they took advantage. So that puzzled me as well. That created that confusion in my head. I said, why, how? And that this is one of the reasons why I wanted to understand why certain people do certain things and why certain people don't do certain things, and they do bad things or irresponsible things. In spite of having everything from from the perspective of resources and support and good parenting, good nurturing, but they end up being a drug addict. And then some people having nothing in life, but they rise like a rock star, and they achieve great things. So this whole aspect of the dynamic, I really wanted to understand. And my core priority at the beginning was to make my life better, make my family's life better, which I did for a period of number of years. Traveled the whole world, worked in hospitality industry, and once I saw enough stability, enough balance in my own life and my own family, I decided to come back because I wanted to stay back with my family. I didn't want to keep traveling away from my family and my mom, my superhero, remember? And I wanted to provide the best that I can and also impact lives because I've had some great learnings through my own journey, through my own quest of understanding human beings. Like, because as I said, I traveled to more than 50 countries, worked with about 45 different nationals, and that's where I said, I want to do something like this where I can not only impact lives, make money, but at the same time, do something meaningful for myself, to share some of the important, valuable lessons that I've learned through my own life experiences, through life experience of other people. And that's where I started this journey, started writing books, written books, impacted a lot of people as speaker, coach, and author as well. So I hope I answered your question. I gave you an overall summary of what I went through. Jyoti, can you hear us?
Yes,
Were you able to
I'm just
hear us?
trying to fix my camera.
Okay.
I think voice is echoing, so we put ourselves on mute. Okay, can we try now?
Yes.
Yes, I think it's better. So when I'm
Yep.
talking, put ourselves on
Yes.
mute for some time. It's better. So when I'm talking, others need to for some time. It's better. It's not working.
I think, Jyoti, the echo is coming from your side. Neeta, I think she got disconnected.
Yes, I do think she got disconnected. So till the time she joins us, Irfan, would you like to share that moment, which was your wow moment, which took you from being a shippy to being a coach, What was your wow moment when you realized that this is my passion and this is what I would like to do?
Okay, so I think there is not a one wow moment. I think it's a quest. It's a quest that you have to embark on. That it's a process that you have to undertake. It's a journey that you have to undertake, right? And it starts from a point of a certain decision, which may happen very consciously, verbalizing it, or it happen very unconsciously as well. Like, you internally say, what, this is it. I want to do something different, or I don't want to live this way, or I don't want to be stuck forever, right? Now, I had that pivotal moment before embarking on the journey a number of times.
Right.
One of the pivotal moments that I remember was one day when I was at home. I was very young, I was working. I had a younger brother. I had three elder sisters. All of them were married after a certain point in our life. My mom, myself, and my younger brother, we used to do like some basic small jobs to put together the family funding, and run the house and pay the rent and all of these things. And one day I remember there was an occasion where we came in, and there's something that has happened, which of course I can't go into detail of that, but my mom said, I wish, uh, you know, uh, my father was around. She mentioned something on those lines, right? And she started crying, and that was one of the big pivotal moment in my life. And internally, I don't think so. I verbalized it. I mean, I hugged her, and I also, had teary eyes and everything. But then I said, this it's not going to happen again. This situation is not going to come in my life again. I'm not going to see her like this again. And I'm going to make enough money for her not to work, because she used to work as well, right? And that was one of the pivotal moments. So I embarked on a journey saying, no matter what happens, I'm going to find out what I need to do for me to make an X amount of money and fix a certain situation, right? And that's what helped me to explore beyond I could ever imagine. I could never imagine myself as a successful, sailing officer at a certain
Right.
higher rank, because I
Absolutely.
didn't have the education. I didn't have the
Right.
clarity of how do I end up there as well. But I think
Right.
a reason, backed by a clarity backed by reason, right, really helps you to embark on this journey, or be consistent towards the pursuit of something. Because I don't think it's a wow moment; it's a combination of moments, and it'll come. It'll come. Certain wow moments will come. You'll meet certain people. Certain challenges will come as well, show up as well, to help you say, look, this may not be your direction, but this may be your direction, or you have to get better in this area because this is a challenge. So I think it's a
Yes.
series of things.
Right. No, by wow moment, I meant, the moment that made you feel this is it, this is what I need to do, this is what brings happiness, and this is the path I choose to, tag along. So that's
Yeah.
what I meant. So what was that one moment that made you feel like this is the path I need to take now? I need to give up, because merchant navy is again a very glamorous job. It's a very, I mean, that's how
Yeah.
people on the outside perceive it. So why would someone having getting to travel into so many countries, seeing so many different cultures and cuisines and meeting different people? So why would someone give up something that is so beautiful for something that's as simple like coaching?
Right. So I think coaching for me, I know you don't mean simple as in it's like easy or something, but it's
I know.
profound for me. It's really it's like such a magnitude of impact it can have on people's life.
Yes.
Uh, Sometimes people don't even realize, right? I have seen it, I've felt it, I've realized it myself, and I've seen it in my clients, journey as well. It's a phenomenal thing to happen. Now, I didn't have that sight, what I have now, the way I'm communicating about coaching or impacting life. I didn't have that sight. Like you said,
Right.
I had this wow moment, because I'll tell you why when I had this wow moment. First of all, my quest, as I said, I decided internally that I don't want to continue with cruise shipping industry, because it doesn't serve the higher version that I'm looking for myself. I'm looking for
Right.
myself to be a a much better human being, who's able to
Right.
not only support my family just with money, which is good in a way that a lot of people can't do it. And when you have these kind of jobs and these kind of propositions, you may have to stay away, but you're able to provide your family better, good lifestyle, things and
Absolutely.
education and everything. But I said, why can't I have it all? I can have a good lifestyle,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
I can be around my family, right? Can I do
True.
that? And it has always been there for me, this quest of making things better from a very young age. So I think I saw that. I saw difficulty, and I said, how can I make come out of the difficulty? How can I make my mom's life better? How can I help my sister, my sister's marriage in a certain way? How can I help
Yeah.
my niece find a better family, and get her
So
married?
you were
So
always solution oriented.
I was always wanting to make things better, right? And
Right.
I always strive to make things better. And I said,
Right.
if I continue doing this life, I can't, because it's see, anything that you keep doing consistently, you get stuck into a routine. I don't like to be in a routine, right? Unless it's providing me my higher, my allowing myself to become a higher, person, right? Becoming a better person. I don't mind that,
Right.
because every single day I'm getting better. But not to confuse, but the realization was that I have much more that I can do with my life. The realization was that I really want to find what it is. I didn't knew what it is. So the wow
Right.
movement came in again through pursuing a journey, pursuing this question of what is it that I can do that will allow me to have these three or four important checkbox tick. Checkbox one
Right.
was being with my family, being with my mom and my kids, and still being able
Right.
to make money. Checkbox two, something that has an environment of growth. Like that, I'm not bounded by certain frame of a job, because when you are in a job, you're bounded by a certain frame. At your position, you can do these many things. Even if you
Right.
have creativity, even if you have the ability to do things differently, you have to make sure that you are in a falling in a frame, in a box. I didn't like that, so I had to check that as well, right?
Right.
And
Absolutely.
and in my exploration, I started finding those things. I saw some great speakers where I was doing my research. I said, what can I do? What can I do? Can I start a business? Oh, business is a great idea. I can start something. I can solve a certain problem and impact lives. I pursued that. I couldn't figure that out because I had a big idea and a lot of people, a lot of resources were required. At that time, I couldn't execute. Right. Then I said, what next? So in my exploration, I end up in an event of Mr. Irfaan Khan. And when I sat there listening to him, I said, "Oh my God, that was my wow moment." Right?
Absolutely.
You can really impact people. You can really transform life. You can be free as a bird, traveling all around the world, connecting with amazing people. Because that's one of the things I really love. Given my background, 50 different
Right.
nationalities, working with 45,
Right.
and that's where I had my wow moment. Okay, I found what I was looking for, because all the checkbox are there. I can make money. One of the questions to become a speaker and impact lives, but I didn't knew that there is a scope of making a phenomenal amount of money. That clarity came in that environment, in that session, and that's why it became solid that this is what I want to pursue. That was my next decision, that I'm going to do this for as much as I can, and for whatever number of years I can, as long as I'm living on this planet in some way or form, impacting, speaking, coaching.
Great, great, amazing, and a very inspiring story, Fun, I must say.
Thank you.
So, so considering today's generation, and let's talk about people from the age group of say 35 to 45. A lot of people are feeling very stuck in their jobs, in their relationships. They have no clarity of how they have to move ahead. Probably some of them have chosen profession because they were told by their parents, or it's due to peer pressure choice that they made, and eventually they realize that this is not what they want to do, and yet they would not seek out help. So what would you have to share for such people, that why is it so important to identify what you need, and why it is so important to break that chain of getting stuck over there and feeling frustrated? So would you want to highlight the importance of having clarity about what you want to seek?
See, I think if I have to bifurcate the aspects of clarity, I would say internal and external. Internal is much more important than the external. Now, what do I mean by internal clarity? Right? Internal clarity is more of you being aware of who you really are,
True.
right? Who you really are as a person, important for you as a human being on this planet Earth, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people who do, in corporate world, they do SWOT analysis, they do different personality tests. We also have our own personality version to help you realize who am I,
Yes.
who am I, and what's really important for me. Like during the course of your journey, right? When you were young, maybe fun, excitement, adventure was really important for you. Getting to expose yourself to different experiences, so you learn was important for you. But after a certain time, maybe what you value changes, and this is the reason why you feel stuck. I felt stuck. I was really excited when I joined the cruise ship industry. Right? What
Right.
more can a person ask at that age? I'm 20, 25,
Absolutely.
somewhere around between that age, and I get the opportunity to travel and see the most amazing places on world. Oh my God, I like cloud nine. But then my
Right.
priority changed. I evolved. I became like a person, a next version. Now my priorities are, you know what, my son is growing without a father like I did. I'm alive. My father passed away, but I'm alive. I need to be there, right? Traveling is less
Right.
important for me, although I love travel. I would love to take him with me. I would love to take my family. So your priorities evolve. So the question I think that needs to be asked right now: how much do I know about myself? Who I have become? Right? You need to dive into that aspect. And again, the best way to do it is find someone who can help you with that, like a coach, like you, me, and so many more. Or sit with someone you trust, your friend, family, who can be straight with you, have a good conversation, straight conversation, not a lot of pleasing conversation. Tell you that, look, boss, these are the areas that you're not good at. And then also the person helps you define what is the external clarity that you're seeking without
Right.
compromising what is important for you, right?
Absolutely
Because
right.
most of the time, people have no clue that they are pursuing something outside as a goal. Like I say, we talk in terms of clarity, right? But they are not realizing that in the process of pursuing something which is not in line with them, they are actually hampering them. They're hampering their success. They're creating more blockages. They're creating more hurdles, right? Without
Right.
even realizing. Right? And they say, "Oh my
Absolutely.
God, I gave up because it didn't work. Oh my God, I don't know. I'm not capable." And they go into the spiral of this negative downward spiral. I'm no good. I
Right.
can't do this. I can't do that, and that's it. Finish. But if you
Absolutely.
have that internal clarity and then you pursue the external part, then I think you are in sync. You know, even if something took longer, you will not be dejected. You are not feeling stuck. You're saying, "Oh my God, you know what? I'm in pursuit of." Like I said, it's a journey, right? So I think these are the two
Absolutely.
dynamics of clarity which needs to be tapped in, which need to be worked upon, and you'll
Right.
be able to achieve whatever it is that you want to trying to achieve.
Absolutely. I think first people really need to understand the most important part is the art of prioritizing yourself. Especially in our country, we grow up with this that you give everyone else first, and in the end, you are going to look at yourself. And by the time you end up looking at yourself, you're so drained in terms of you're physically, emotionally, mentally, that you really don't have any energy to do anything for yourself. And then it's again the same cycle. Yes, I completely get your point. So I think a lot of people need to do a self introspection. We have a question from Raj Maji. He's asking, can you please explain about the checkbox before I can start my business? So, Raj, firstly, just give us a brief about what kind of business are you looking at, and what exactly is your question, because I think what Irfan said was ticking the check boxes when you were answering the question. So would you mind
Yeah.
just giving a brief about it again?
So I think I got what Raj is asking, and Raj can respond back in the chat if his question has not been answered. I think what he's saying is, look, I am starting something of my own. What are some of the check boxes that you were talking about? So again, it's basically, Raj, what I'm saying is, you who you really are, first of all, right? What is really important for you as an individual, as a human being, right? Some people have, give importance to the sense of freedom, and that's why they end up doing businesses, because they want to have that sense of freedom. There are some deeper layers of what we are looking for. So for me, I started understanding these things when I became a coach. So for me, on the surface, I want to be with my family, I want to do this thing, I want to make more money, but even I was looking for more freedom at the core of it, that I can spend my time where I want, how I want. I was looking for more of connection with my family, right? That's the underlying, core that I was looking for. So when you are starting your business, again, if you're talking about, again, if you look at it from the concept that I explained, internal and external clarity, right? So internally, what are some of the things that you are aiming to achieve through the starting of this business that brings you happiness? So someone would say, you know what, I will have more freedom. I will be able to have more money to spend on entertainment, or I'll be able to have more money to, go out and have a good quality life and travel around the world. I don't know. Whatever internally you set a sense of satisfaction, sense of ownership, sense of, oh my God, I accomplished something, sense of building up yourself, because you may be feeling, oh my God, I'm no good or whatever, right? So you need to define those 2, 3, 4 objectives for the internal clarity, right? That will be your checkbox. And then external checkbox would be, okay, if this is what is important for me, and these are the things that I've been really seeking, then what is it? What kind of business that I can build? Maybe if you have a question of what kind of business, and if you already have the idea of the business, you ask yourself, what are some of the things that I need to do as a first step? And 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, where do I see myself in the business? So do some writing work, do some questioning work to yourself, or sit with someone who can help you with some good questions. Why do you want to start a business? What are you trying to accomplish 3 years down the line? That will give you enough clarity to begin. May not give you detailed clarity. Maybe you need more of counseling or coaching. I don't know. But if you get enough clarity, hey, hooray, you start, and you will see how things will evolve. And then again, if you feel like, oh my God, I don't know what to do next, sit down again with yourself, with your coach, with the person that you trust, and ask yourself, what next? And that's how you do it. Because the other important metaphor that I use when I do my work is that a lot of the time people can't see beyond a certain length of their journey. Let me explain. So, say for example, some people are visionary. Some people can see the whole jungle. They can see the lion, the tiger, and everything. Right? Some people can't see beyond 4 steps in their journey. If I'm referring to business as your journey, I'm referring to your life as your journey. Right? No problem. If you can see the whole, great. You work your way towards that. And if you can't see the whole, at least think about the next 4 steps and take those steps, and you'll reach a point where you're able to to see the next 4 steps. Like you're driving in the middle of the night in a small village. I don't know wherever you are from. If you have been to a small village, and there are no lampposts, but you still drive to a few meters with your headlights on, and then when you reach that point, you have more light to cover some more ground, and that's how you do it.
Absolutely. Small
I
steps
hope I
each
answered your
day.
question. I gave you a long form answer.
Yes, small steps each day take you to the biggest jump. People sometimes
Absolutely.
see the last step of success, but they do not see those 99 steps, that they have climbed to reach that 100th step of
Yeah.
success. Uh, One more important question that comes to my mind is when it comes to confusion, confusion also gives rise to a lot of anxiety and getting overwhelmed, because people are so confused that they do not know, first of all, what to prioritize in terms of their career. Okay. And sometimes they do not know how or what, like you said, they can't even see the next 4 steps ahead. This gives rise to getting overwhelmed. This
I
gives rise to
I
feeling.
hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Am I audible now?
I'm unable to hear you.
Okay, 1 second.
Hello, guys. You both are very much audible to me. Can you both hear me?
Yes, yes, of course I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Okay. So, yes,
Yes,
very much clear.
Okay, I'm unable to hear you. Still, give me 1 second.
sure.
I don't know if it's my earpods or something else.
Mhm. In the meanwhile, either you can check your WhatsApp.
Change this to
There is an important message there.
something with a connection. Let's see if that works.
Okay. I hope you have been able to sort your issue with the network. Okay, now I can't see Irfan also. Where is Irfan gone?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, 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 of course
Neeta,
I
can
can
you hear
hear you.
me?
Yeah. Yes, I
I
can.
was just fixing the earphones. Probably they were not working. Yeah, go on. You are asking something.
Okay, okay. I'll just rephrase my question. So, in a world filled with so much of information overload, okay, how can one filter out the noise and focus on what truly matters for them?
Okay, so look, I think it's a very interesting question, and that I think that is. Let me in my way, aptly define what confusion could look like. You know, have you been to a river? Right, when you see a river, usually
Yes,
there is a lot of mud at the bottom of it, right?
right.
And when you throw a stone, you put a lot of stuff or you play with it,
Hmm.
a lot of mud rises and
Hmm.
becomes murky water, right?
You're right.
So confusion is something like that. That
Hmm.
murky water is confusion, but
Hmm.
that does not mean that the river's natural state is to be the murky water. Your
Absolutely.
natural state is to be
Right.
clear. That's your natural state. So people say, oh my God, I'm confused, I don't know what to do. You have to find a way to settle that dust down, settle that mud down, so that you are able to think it through. Now,
Right.
there are various processes you can apply. Like you
Hmm.
rightly said, we live in the world of information overload. Right? That's one
Right.
of the reasons why you are like metaphorically throwing more pebbles and creating more confusion and more options for you to consider, right? And
Yes.
again, this is where also the previous part that we discussed,
Hmm.
who am I and what is important for me. If
Right.
I know what is important for me, I'm eliminating maybe 50-60% of all the other things that are not for me, right?
Right.
So you can do a lot of activities. Like one of the activities is writing. You can
Hmm.
write whatever is coming to your mind about a problem or a situation. Why is it coming? And you can strike out things from there, and you can reach a point that, you know what, this is the best option,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
That's one way. I mean, again, it's very individualistic what we're talking about. I'm trying to put it in a general
Hmm.
context. When I
Right.
speak to someone who I'm working with, then it becomes very individual. It's a very specific direction, right? But I'm giving you some
Hmm.
ideas around this.
Right.
Along with that, you can also sit down with a pen and a paper. Say, in this situation, what
Hmm.
is it that I do not want to happen, or what is it that I do
Hmm.
not want as an outcome,
Right.
and write down
Right.
everything. Now you know at
Absolutely.
least what you don't want, and that's where the
Exactly.
emergence of clarity of what I really could want. It could be an opposite,
Hmm.
it could be something new, something different, an idea that can emerge, right? That is
Hmm.
another way.
Hmm.
Similarly, I have a lot of things that I can talk about depending on a specific situation, but the metaphor that you can think of, it's a murky water. I need to find a way to settle that dust and settle that thing down, because my natural state is to be clear. Because when I know
Hmm.
what is important for me in the context of what is going on, then I will
Hmm.
navigate through the steps. If I don't know the whole forest, if I don't know the whole scenario, whole vision, I will know enough for me to take the next step, and let me go with that,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. Right. Right.
Also, once again, another way could be that I will talk to someone who I look up to, who I know is an expert, who I know has done the job in that area, with a view to see what thought process that they applied, not to follow the exact journey. Because a lot of
Right.
people, like in today's world, when we talk about success, everyone wants to be successful, everyone wants to be online, doing things, YouTube, this, that, everyone wants to be
Yes.
big, right? But you will
Right.
have your
Right.
own path. You can't simply just
Absolutely.
follow blindly. Of course, you can get inspired. You can say, look, listen, I listen to Irfan, I listen to Neeta, I got some ideas. But you can't be Neeta, you can't be Irfan, you can't be Arfin, you can't be Jyoti. right?
Hmm.
You have to
True.
forge your own path. You have to fight through your
Absolutely.
own battles. For that, you can
Right.
listen to the thought process of people and see what works for you, what you like,
Hmm.
that is in line with what
Hmm.
you're trying to do, with your internal clarity
True.
and external clarity, and start applying.
Abs- Absolutely. I think that was very profound, Irfan, what you shared. Thank you so much. I think half of the people would get clarity, by the time we'll end this session. I'm sure a lot of people will go
I
back
hope
home
so.
having at least some clarity with what is it that they want. Great. So, okay, my next question is, what role does self awareness play in achieving clarity, and how can people cultivate it?
Okay. So I think it's a great question. Self awareness obviously comes from being aware, right, about yourself, about your environment. Uh, I learned this concept of situational awareness.
Hmm.
Okay, and now this may be a new idea for some lot of the people, but I think it's a very good idea. Uh, One of my friend, okay, we were traveling back way back. It's a short story. I'm just going to make a point here. One of my friend who I was traveling with
Hmm.
a very long time ago in Mumbai in the local train,
Hmm.
and it's usually very crowded. It's overloaded with a lot of people are there, daily travelers.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he was standing at the door, and one of his
Hmm.
footwear that he was wearing like slipped and just went down. I mean, he lost his
Okay.
footwear, right? He
Right.
lost what he was instantly threw the other one.
Okay.
I said, why? He said, I have lost it. I'm not gonna get it. Okay, at least someone who finds it will find a pair and can use it.
Oh,
So
such a beautiful
be,
thought.
yeah, it's a great thought, and it's being present. So being present
Yes.
with your current situation and thinking through,
Right.
that's, I think, it's a greater way of being self-aware. It's a very
Hmm.
powerful way of being aware of what's going on. And I came across this idea of situational awareness, like big companies, like in working on cruise ships.
Hmm.
See, a lot of the things you can't keep in your mind.
Hmm.
You can't keep a lot of things in your mind. You have to be aware of things. So we used to have this
Right.
idea of a checklist,
Hmm.
right, of the things that you have to do first from the safety perspective. So it's not in my mind anymore. I just have to read it and
Right.
do it. Read it and do it. That's why we have the to-do list and all of these things. So we
Right.
remove a lot of things, the clutter or the overload or a lot of ideas, and we put it on a piece of paper. I know I need to do this,
Hmm.
and I still have the bandwidth to think things through. This is also part of
Right.
self-awareness activity that I do. I don't keep a lot of
Hmm.
stuff in my head. I put it in the paper, I remove it, and that's why writing helps, right? But I think
True.
one of the other aspect of when if you notice, I advocate becoming more valuable for the marketplace, becoming better as a
Hmm.
human being.
Yes.
That is the crux. That is the core of success. Anything that you want to
True.
achieve, you have to be self-aware
Hmm.
that these are my limitations, these are my shortcomings. If I'm getting angry in a
Hmm.
situation, okay, in a
Hmm.
similar, I'm getting triggered by something. Why am I
Hmm.
getting
Hmm.
triggered? What is the underlying
Hmm.
thing that is triggering me? Now questioning that
Right.
brings in self-awareness. and
Right.
and in those situations in future, making
Hmm.
responsible choices will allow you to become a better person. I do that
Wow.
constantly, right? So
Yes.
if I know there's something in deep inside that is triggering me, right,
Hmm.
uh, it requires work and awareness and being present. As I said, the idea of being present, right? Why does this happen? Why
Hmm.
does unpleasant experience, or why this person responded to me like this? It may
Hmm.
be nothing to do with that person. It may be nothing to do with that person's state. It may be to do something with me, that I
Right.
presented myself in a certain way. I did said something in a
Right.
certain way that
That's
allows me to be
right.
self-aware, that allows me to make responsible choices in every single situation, every single time, and let go of my old self and become the greater version of myself.
Right. I have to confess, this is the first time we are going live. I don't know about anyone else, and though I am a coach myself, I'm having so many wow moments with you. I'm learning so many things, from you. It's a pleasure, hosting this session with you. So, Irfan, I would want you to share one transformative story of someone you have helped find clarity and how it changed their life.
I think one of the most profound uh, stories, I wouldn't say stories, I think one of the most profound aspect of transformation is, I think a lot of people struggle in this area, and I can't name the person obviously because of the arrangement that we have. So
That's it.
a lot of the times, everyone wants to be successful. Like I said, everyone wants to be a certain way, and a lot of times people feel confused, stuck, frustrated because
Hmm.
they know that they are capable
Hmm.
in terms of the knowledge. Like say for example, let me put a scenario so to help people understand better. Like in a corporate scenario, right?
Hmm.
Someone who knows he's better, with the knowledge, with the degrees, and with everything that he has done, but there is someone else
Hmm.
who's doing better in terms of the in terms of what he or she is gaining, like more visibility, significance, money is coming in, and this person is thinking, oh my god, I don't know, why these people are getting more than what I think I should be getting as well. Like they compare. I mean,
Right.
unfortunately,
Right.
and they feel down about themselves.
Right.
The whole the core aspect that I realize in those kind of people and people who are in that similar situation is,
Hmm.
uh, they think less of themselves in some way or the other unconsciously. I've come across
Yes.
those people, right? And I myself was one of them because in my heart I knew that I can do great things. I can,
Hmm.
but I was shy, reserved, underconfident, wouldn't open my mouth. But I realized that a lot of these
Hmm.
things were connected with my self-worth, the way I looked at myself, my self-image, my self-esteem. All of these things are very
Right.
profound ideas in the personal development world if you study and
Absolutely.
understand them. Because I had to
Yes.
work from that space first. I have to realize, like
Sure.
again, it came through the self-awareness. Why am I facing this?
Hmm.
Why some people is having this or why some people is having that? But you understand. So one of those profound stories was of an amazing lady. She from a very young age was told, unfortunately, and a lot of parents still do it as well. As a parents, I'm saying this from my first-hand experience. You have to watch what you say to your kids. Like sometimes they scold kids and say you're no good, you're this, that. Maybe they're trying to punish them or they're trying to discipline them or whatever the case may be. But you have to watch as to how it's being received, how they are grasping it. And if this lady, an incredible human being, she was constantly like there were bombs on her self value and self esteem and self image. It was destroyed completely, right?
Right.
And
Right.
growing up, what do you think it will happen to her? She didn't love herself. She's gaining weight. She's not having good relation, angry, frustrated. I'm no good is a constant tape running in her mind. And once that she realized that bombardment of that events and language and things that had happened at an early age in her life, she said, oh my god. And then the process began to start rebuilding from within. All your success is a process of you building yourself from within, equal to the level of success that you want to achieve. You have to become that
Right.
person that you have to
Right.
that will attract that kind of success. And if you are
Exactly.
not where you are and you're struggling and saying, oh, I have clarity, I have the vision, I have everything clear, I know I have to do this, but I'm still struggling, I don't know, maybe there are some underlying things that you have not explored through self-awareness, through knowing about
Absolutely.
you have not asked certain key questions to yourself. There's a whole dimension, whole new world. I can go on and on and on, but of
Absolutely.
course,
Since you've answered this question, and Jyoti, with your permission, I'm going to take a moment just to publicize my new program. It took me 3 years to design that, and it's based on the concept of self worth and self image, and why it plays such an important role in shaping your life and your personality. And rightfully, I named it Embrace and Elevate. embrace, because we all have our skeletons which we do not want to face. We try to avoid them, and hence embracing these qualities, whether they are good or bad, because no one is a perfect human being. So as we embrace these qualities, while we are embracing these qualities, how can we elevate ourselves to the next level? That's what my program is all about. So it deals, yeah, with self-image and self-worth. I wanted to share this with everyone on this platform. So thank you for this opportunity, Jyoti.
Thank you,
Great.
Neeta.
So
Thank you, Irfan. I since I'm on backstage, I have to do it in a podcast way, which even I'm not liking. But I just want to understand one thing, Irfan, for our audience. So, are there any habits or practices that our audience can incorporate into their daily routines to maintain clarity and avoid falling back into confusion?
So I think when you talk about habits, right? I mean, habits come in the context of certain things that you want to change, that certain things that you are pursuing. So depending on what you are pursuing, or depending on what, see, look at it from the perspective of when we talk about habits. The way I look at it is whatever I want to achieve. If I have got enough clarity, if I've got the clarity that I want to achieve this, I want to achieve this. Ask yourself, do I have the habits, routines, and characteristics and anything in between that is needed for me to be that person who has achieved that, right? So that's how you plant or change or incorporate your habits to become that person and achieve that success. Let me give you an example, right? So say for example, someone says, maybe over here I can give an example. Maybe Raj over here says, saying, you know what, Raj, Irfan, I want to be the person who can earn $1 million a year because I'm not earning right now. So the question to ask to Raj or a person who's pursuing $1 million, right? Maybe you are earning, I don't know, maybe $20,000 in a year. So the character who's earning $20,000 and the character who's earning, who's meant to earn $1 million, right? What is the difference in your habits, routine, and behaviors and the way you are? That needs to be worked upon, right? Habit is one of them. So, say for example, in terms of habit, I need to start waking up very early in the morning because $1 million person would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Am I waking up or maybe that person is quick in decision making. Maybe that person doesn't get angry at his employees because this 20,000 entrepreneur he has a high turnaround of employees leaving him, right? So it all comes back to yourself. Everything goes back to yourself and your ownership, your self-awareness, working on yourself, checking on these parameters of self-value, self-esteem, and many more things. I mean, I'm just covered broadly, as I said, because the general discussion, not a specific discussion for a person. So there are a lot of these things that needs to be seen first and say, aha, okay, you know what? This is what I see, and this is what needs to change. And I can incorporate this habit. Now, one of the habits is specifically to have clarity in situations is habit of writing. That's the best habit. Journaling. How was my day? Okay, did I do what I said I'm going to set out to do, or in this situation could I have done better, right? So you do some form of journaling and asking questions at the end of every day, and that will tell you if you're heading towards your vision, if you're heading towards the goals that you have set for yourself, or you're not, and you will not fall into the trap of being stuck and getting into the spiral of negativity.
Mhm. I understood, Irfan. Thanks a lot for that clarity. And I can figure out that, we always say that the only limits that exist are the ones we impose on ourselves. So,
yes,
breaking those barriers, opening up new horizons, and embarking on a journey is really important. And that's how you can always share with the people. Hey, you are associated with Mr. Afin Khan, and you are helping people to contribute to write their own stories to enhance what they already got within themselves, writing a book, joining the book club. So you can talk a little bit about that perspective that you are doing right now along with Arfin.
Yeah, so basically, I do my own coaching work, and transformation work, and I also help a lot of people with Mr. Arfeen Khan, who is a world-renowned, expert on the area of personal development, speaking, coaching, and has impacted thousands and thousands of lives. Right now, we have a program called the Incredible Six-Figure Author System, where it doesn't matter if you have not even written a paragraph in your entire life. We help you to write and publish your book, your first book, in a way that you can make this book as a benchmark for your credibility, a benchmark for starting your business, a benchmark for becoming a person of greater value. Remember the internal self-value, esteem, building that up, and so much more, right? Because a book speaks louder than, it can reach at a speed of light, ebooks, and can communicate to the people that you have not even met. And that's the best way to start a business, best way to leave something behind, as well as a legacy, right? Worst case scenario. So that's what we help people do in 2 months time, and it's a beautiful, beautiful process. So if you are interested, you can reach out to me. You can find me online.
Yes, if any one of you, thanks a lot for that clarity, Irfan. And as said, you are the clarity man. So thanks a lot for that clarity. And also, Neeta, as you informed about your own program, so definitely people will opt out to you to get more clarity on how to embrace, elevate your own inner self worth, and how to work on ourselves to get a better version of ourselves. So a final word from Neeta. I just want to get an understanding on what do you think, if there is any habits that we should practice on a daily basis that can help us be better with our own selves.
Well, I think I would first of all take a bit of a point what Irfan has said, that understanding what is it that you want and then work accordingly, because just creating habits is not going to get you there. So first of all, understanding what is it that you want. What worked for me, I will share my story, is I have now started waking up early. I follow a routine of meditation, and then I set an intention of how I want my day to open up. So there might be challenges throughout the day which I might either overcome, or I might get a bit what should I say? What's the right word for it? I might feel challenged by that situation. But what is the best that I can do in that situation? How am I going to respond to that situation? So, setting an intent, meditation, journaling, setting an intention for the day, creating your to do list, and then starting your day from 6 a.m. onwards. I think that's the idea of having a millionaire morning for me, because there are times when you are not wanting to do certain things for yourself, but then as an individual you have to ask yourself, if I don't create this habit for myself, is it going to take me to the place where I have envisioned myself to be? And if it's not taking you there, that means you have to tweak and you have to stay disciplined. Otherwise you are just going to stay where you are. Habits
Correct.
create result. I think I would put it that way.
Yes, thanks a lot, Neeta. So, Irfan and Neeta, I just want to share one thing. When we talk about knowledge, so knowledge is something like Neeta asked a question from Irfan, and when we try to learn a new concept or something new, we found a lot of information that is there on the internet. But how do we apply it? Then comes the implementation part. So there are people all around who are spreading wisdom, but that is not actually wisdom according to me. Okay, when you implement something on yourself and then when you get the results, that's when wisdom comes into picture. So just a final word of wisdom from Irfan, the clarity man, for the audience.
Okay, so I think every route that you take towards success has to be through yourself becoming better. That's what I've concluded, because if you don't work on yourself, you you have to become that person. You have to become that person and operate from that space. Otherwise, you'll be trying a lot of things. Okay, you'll be seeing some results, let me explain what I'm trying to say. I think it's important. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about anyone who's doing really, really well outside, but see, a lot of social media has given birth to a lot of amazing human beings who have reached a certain point of success very quickly, which is great. I clap for them, right? But then imagine if this boom of internet and the data being very reasonable, this goes away, for example, right? And are they those people who will sustain? Am I the person who will sustain the success that I have? That's what I'm trying to say. So become the person who can sustain that success that you have, right? Doesn't matter if you in a year, if you take 2 steps only, but you should be that person who would never come down. Sustaining success, I think, is very important. So become that
Yes.
person, and you'll be able to sustain it wherever you are long term, and you'll keep growing. That's my message.
Thanks, Irfan, for explaining that in a very humble way. As there is a saying in corporates, when I used to be a team manager out there for the last 15 years, I heard that there's a famous, line that is, every dog can handle success. It takes guts to handle failure. So that's what, sustainability. You need to be focused, you need to be consistent, but where you are right now, you should not get below that particular zone. That is the learning that I got from you. So Neeta, final words from your end, whatever you want to talk to your audience.
Well, final words for me is just give time to yourself, invest time into yourself, before you start investing time into others. Prioritize yourself, prioritize your tasks, and eventually start taking those small steps each day, and you will reach finally where you have designed yourself or envisioned yourself to be there. So, every day, small steps is essential. I would say that.
Oh, that's great, Neeta. So, for we firmly believe that each one of us holds the incredible reservoir of untapped potential, and that's waiting to be unlocked. So, just work on yourself, and as there is a saying that goes, walk in so much of silence that let success make noise for you. So that's what is the live example of Irfan and Neeta. And thanks a lot to be on my show. I'm really sorry for the technical aspect that happened today. Thanks a lot, Irfan, and thanks a lot, Neeta.
Thank you so
Thank
Take
you,
much,
care.
Irfan. Thank
and
you,
thank you so
Jyoti.
much, everyone, for listening to us. Take care.
Bye bye.